Okay, so here we are. We're here and we want to just say hello, hello, hello to everybody. And thank you for being here. Once again, beautiful, beautiful energy. Such a beautiful and enlightened collective that is right here waiting for information, waiting for enlightenment. We enjoy that. And how are you, Jason?
Pretty good, pretty good. Is this Daniel?
This is Daniel, yes.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello. Oh, we are seeing lots of colors today, lots of colors, turquoise in nature right above, and just in the, what one would call the peripherals of the vision. So if people are noticing that, just enjoy that energy as it is coming in to just put a nice blanket of calmness over the collective at this time. But we are seeing it as it is just swirling above the energy of the room right now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of colors? Is it certain colors or just a blend of different colors?
Well, the first one that we are seeing is a, we would classify that one as a turquoise color that is moving through. It is almost like a big fluffy cloud of turquoise. And there are almost like a rainbow of colors peeking through behind that, as if it is an accent color behind it. And we know that we spoke of this, the sparkles, the ripples in the energy, people able to see the crystalline energy. And there was a lot of response with that. And we are very excited that people are having these experiences and being able to confirm that that is happening for them. And now a new assignment, right? A new assignment. Everybody start looking for the turquoise colors and the rainbow lights coming through and see what it is that can be enjoyed by you. One of the things that Tracie noticed earlier today was there was a reflection on her wall where there should not have been. There was no window or light source coming in, and yet it looked like a light was shining on the wall. And when she looked at it at a certain angle, she could see the face of Jesus in that wall. And she thought, I could get my camera and take a picture of that, but nobody else is going to see it the way I do. And so she ended up not taking a picture of it because her phone was in another room. But she found that very curious that was there. And so what do we want to say to everybody is, look, keep your minds open, watch for signs, Lots of things going on in the world right now that include little subtle signs for you. If it is a flower that you keep seeing, or a certain shape, or a certain color that keeps reappearing, or a certain animal that you see over and over and over again, it may hold a message for you. So find yourselves in a space where you could go look that up and get the message that is being presented to you. So pay attention to the signs. And maybe you're asking a question and you keep running across the same word over and over and over again. And maybe that is the answer to your question. So paying attention to conversations that are happening right next to you, or something that you oversee, or a particular TV show you might turn on and something that they are speaking about is resonating. Those are all synchronicities. It's very serendipitous as to the way it lines up in your life, the way that it is being merged in with your reality so that you can get your answers. So that is something to play with this week as well. Just play with the signs that are all around you.
Interesting. Do you happen to have any messages for the YouTube collective?
Now just look at you all. It is fun to look at the energy as we're making our way through the audience here. And it does look like we are looking over a collective that might be standing right in front of us. And that is kind of how it is presented to us in the mind's eye, as if one was standing in front of a large group of people. And we've said this to you multiple times about how, even though none of you may even know each other, you all are so connected to each other, especially through these videos and through the comments that you leave behind. And we notice certain numbers of you starting to get to know each other in the chats and through these interactions. And it just warms our hearts for you all to find each other again. And we say again, because you have known each other before. And this collective is such a beautiful and strong collective, and it keeps growing in numbers, and it keeps getting stronger and stronger. And we thank you for sharing and supporting. We cannot get the name Andrew out of our heads, so we want to look at what Andrew means. So if your name is Andrew, or we want to say, even if you have a name that starts with an A, this message could be for you. And one of the things that we find very fun is when there is more than one of you. And yes, take that message, take it. If it resonates with you, take it. It doesn't matter if somebody else has already said, oh, I think that was me. It is all of you. And we want you to take the message. And if the message resonates with you and you are not an Andrew or an A name, don't worry about it. Take the message. We want to look and see. We are seeing somebody with glasses on as well. Somebody that wears glasses to correct the vision. This is a message for you as well. And yes, we know that could be a large number of the collective. What we are seeing is a dark rimmed glasses, dark rimmed, and maybe more of a plastic nature versus something made of wire. And so we are getting an odd collective of people. A names, Andrew wearing glasses, yes. Not all three of those have to apply. It can be any of the three. But what we want you to do is we want you to work on your throat. Your throat chakra is wanting to express itself. And this does not mean that you have to go and speak publicly. It does not mean that you need to say harsh things or voice your opinions or shout things out to the rooftops. But it does mean that it's time to get honest with yourself. It is time to look at what is working in your life and what is not working in your life and put a voice to it. And it is time to look deeper. What is your intentions with why you want the things you want in your life? And look at the things that are not moving forward, that are not working. And look at where your resistance is to that. What is your intentions for wanting that thing or that person or that job or that place or whatever it is where you have the pushback in your life. It's time to look at that and change a direction or change a thought or change a pattern that you are repeating. And that is the message for that collective of random people that we just selected for you. We do want to get a greater collective message, as if everyone cannot benefit from that message right there. Everyone could take that one in. We do want to bring in, we have the Lyrans here, we have the mantis here. The Lyrans, we want to bring them in for the collective message, so we will bring them in. And we do have, give us one moment with this one, because we are not sure which one this one is. We want to remind the ones who are watching, the ones who are new, we work through the filter of Tracie, and so if she does not recognize something, then we have to find the right way to help her understand what she is looking at. And so we work through her filters, and what we are seeing is we are seeing, oh, this is interesting. We think it is a soldier. So she can do them. They're wearing a helmet. It looks very military, like military from the human race. And we are not sure what we have here yet. So that could take a minute. That could be very curious to find out what this particular being that is here with us tonight has to offer. As it seems you guys all come and gather around so that you can hear from the off-planet beings, and here comes one of your own from the
That was
military.
one of my questions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there's your answer, Jason. But this one is one of your own, and it feels like somebody that wants to get a message to the collective about. We're not sure. We want to bring him in, and we're trying to get him to come in a little closer. This particular, we may have to give the message, get the information versus channeling. We don't feel like we have the connection to channel this one, but we are getting the message that this particular human has been off planet for quite some time, doing a lot of journeying through these different realities, these different realms, different planets, bringing in a lot of different experiences through. Oh, this is interesting. He is saying that he is very old according to the human year time frame, because we think he is a time traveler. We get confirmation with that. Where have you been, sir? We want to know. We want to know where you have been traveling. He wants to remind us all that we do have choices. We have options. He is showing us that he is showing us how time travel is very tricky, because we do have different timelines. And so it is a very tricky thing to move in time and stay on the same timeline and return to the same timeline. And Tracie is not very scientific, so she's like, she's probably butchering this, is how she is feeling. But for those of you who are scientific or who do follow time travel, you know that there can be this ripple effect of timelines and creating alternate realities. And so what he is showing us, though, is that there are alternate realities, and that the minds of the humans need to be very focused on the reality that they want to create. And as this one has been through many times, many dimensions of traveling and seeing many things, he is a very interesting character. He is here to remind everyone to keep their thoughts as positive as possible, to create the timeline that is of a great desire. We talk many times about the new earth, about the new energy coming in for everyone, and we are in it now. There are many of you who have already stepped into that fifth dimensional frequency, and you are creating this energy constantly around you, and you are experiencing a fifth dimensional reality, while others may be experiencing that third dimensional reality. And we do have an example of that after this. If you want, Jason, you could ask us to give an example of shifting from 5D to 3D, if you want it. But
right now, or after?
Well, we want to finish this
okay.
conversation with the soldier before we go into that. But
is he from Earth, or is he from another?
He is from Earth, but from another time, and he has been traveling through time and space. He doesn't even know where he belongs at this point, because he's been in so many different times and places. But he is very wise, and he is a dark-haired man, short dark hair, salt and pepper, as one might say, and the highlights of the hair. He's got the helmet on. He looks like he is a soldier about ready to go into combat, is what he looks like. Yeah. And yet he has a very kind heart. He wants people to know that there are still there are still multiple timelines at play here, and it is very important to stay in alignment with your desired timeline. There's still lower frequency timelines at play, and that will not drop away anytime real soon. So it is very important, especially in this year of 2020, where there is so much support energetically to keep you in this higher vibration. Tap into that turquoise, tap into the rainbow conscious, the energy frequencies that are just right there for you to manifest and play in. And just follow the timeline that brings your heart's desire, and keep your heart's desire close to you. And when you do find yourself falling into an old pattern, an old thought form, an old behavior that is not supporting the new outcome that you desire, it is time for you to say no more to that and take your power back from that. And it is not always easy to do that, but we say take your power back and let that happen, and bring yourself into this higher frequency, this knowing of something great can and will take place for you. You hold that space. So this is somebody that we are seeing has gone to the future and can see that there are options still, that people, if people are not careful, they might end up on a timeline they don't want to be on. You want to be on the one that's bringing you to that heart's desire. Yeah. And let us see what else he has to say.
Is he from the future or the past?
He says yes.
Both of them, right?
He is from the, he was born in what we would consider, okay, let me look at that. He was born in the past of the timeline we are sitting on with this video. He was born in the past, but he has been in multiple timelines and multiple futures. Very interesting. Oh, he's correcting us. Physically, he has traveled a few places, but he has learned how to travel, much like what we are doing with the channeling. He has seen multiple futures. He has seen multiple realities. He has physically traveled to some of them. We want to make sure we understand him. We think he is saying, so do know that your teleportation will take place. It does happen in the future. You will learn how to do that.
Everybody likes that.
Yes, everyone likes that answer. We like the idea of getting somewhere much quicker, right? He is definitely an interesting fellow. We're trying to follow his thoughts. His thoughts move very fast, and he is trying to show us multiple things at once. He is communicating telepathically. There's going to be many of you in the year 2020, it seems, that are going to be working with this idea of not only the telepathy and the moving of energy, but the moving of doing the teleportation. A lot of people are going to start getting downloads of this, and we think that has already happened. So we know that there are some of you in the collective that are watching and listening that have already experienced some of this download of information to help you understand how to move one's body or consciousness to another time, another place. We feel like that is part of why he is coming into this particular time frame to talk and speak with us about this. He will speak to other channels as well. That will be interesting. So if any of you are recognizing this as a familiar energy that has shown up in other channels, that would be amazing to hear about that as well.
Very interesting.
He says this is part of his purpose. He has dedicated his life to this. It is why he is here. He was always intended to go into this practice with the military, because the military has this technology and has advanced information to help move that forward. And now he's using his ability that he learned through this process to come to visit with the channels and help us all as a collective to understand and to receive the downloads, to help us understand how to create this energy, this ability as well. It could be interesting. We see this already. The little light bulbs are coming on, and we want to invite you to see if you can find this man, this energy, this soldier, and see if he will connect with you in that same way. Many of you out there that are listening are channels. well, we want to say everyone out there listening is a channel. Many of you are aware you are channels, and so that is something that you could try and move into this energy, see if you can connect with him. For the one that just asked us, what is his name? We do not know. We do not have his name. We can ask. He is saying, just call me Sergent X. Mm-hmm. So there you have it. Call him Sergent X and ask him if he would come in and show you, give you the information, help you to understand the frequencies and the what it is you would need to know to create that transportation, that we want to call it the Merkaba, the sacred geometry, the frequency that will help you do all of those things, the teleportation, the communicating, the mind. We lost words here, as this one is already trying to do this. She's already going, oh, I want to know. Telepathy, thank you. And there is a way to look at the different timelines and look at different things about the future without leaving the body as well. And this is something he's also able to teach. So we are very excited that we had this special visitor today. We want to thank him for being here. He says his phone is ringing and he means you guys are already calling him. So that is funny. And so we want to thank Sergeant X for being here.
Can we ask him one question?
We can try, yes.
Is he traveling physically to these different times, or is this an energetic body that's traveling?
He says he has done both. What he does is he can travel energetically. He can take his mind and move it to different places, and like remote viewing, he can do that. He is still learning how to biolocate, which is moving his physical body to another location without enhanced technology to get him there. But through the military, there are devices that are time travel devices that he has used to physically move to other realities. And that is where he is, not realities, other timelines, future and so on. And that is where he has learned some of this other technology or other frequencies, being able to learn how to move his own energy to do this without the devices. And so the answer is yes, he's done both. He is moving through his own mental technology, his own mental ability to adjust and manipulate the frequencies to do what he intends to do with that. And he is also, through technology, physical devices, has moved his physical body to other times and places.
Okay. And my other question would be, is he stuck in time at this moment, or how's he able to communicate with channelers if he's in between, I guess?
He is not stuck in time. He is actually, the image he is giving us is that he is sitting in meditation, setting intention and looking to connect. And we just happened to connect with him tonight.
Okay.
And so he is actually sitting somewhere physically within, let us ask him if he is in the year 2020. Yes. He is physically in the year 2020 with us right now. And we are picking up on his frequency as he is setting the intention at this time to connect with us. He says he does connect with us again in the future, so let us look forward to that. That is Perfect. Good.
Sergeant X.
Sergeant X. We will now have him down on our sheets on our phone log, yes. We'll put him down.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you want to move on to the next question? You mentioned shifting the 3D to the 5D.
Yes. So what we were going to say with that is they were saying be cautious and careful not to you bounce yourself into the wrong timeline. Yeah. And it is always a fun experience when Tracie travels. She goes off to these places and has all these magical experiences, and then she says she comes home and it's like, oh, there's 3D. She comes in the door, all the chores that need to be done, all of the obligations that need to be tended to all start coming back at her, and that little frequency high that she was on kind of grounds back into a third dimension, not entirely, but for her to be off and doing all the things that she finds so exciting and fun and fascinating, and just being in this frequency and in this energy. And then she comes back and it's like, oh, all the responsibilities. Look at the little bills waited for her. And oh, there's a little stack of dishes that still needs done. And look at all the laundry. And she says, welcome back to 3D. But the trick of that is when the earthly things, that because everyone has them, you all have the bills, you all have your laundry that you need to do, you all have things going on in your life that maybe are not going to be in the fifth dimensional frequency, because you are still purging and releasing old patterns and behaviors, and you are still in relationships with others who are purging all these patterns and behaviors. And what they want to say to you with that, or what the message was with that, is do your best to stay in a high frequency even when those things are coming at you, and do your best to breathe through it and be like, okay, this is happening, and not take it too personally, or just not let it weigh you down and bring you into an undesirable place of fear. That might be the word for it. And if you find yourself getting in a place of fear, do your homework around that. Why am I in fear? Why am I reacting this way? What is it that is triggering me at this time? What am I afraid of? And just ask yourself all of the questions to help you move out of the fear and release it, so that you can move forward and back into that fifth dimension. And so that is all we really want to say about that, is just watching how your day-to-day stuff can do that with you. You could be high as a kite, and then one person does one thing and boom, they rip that rug right out from under you. And then you spend the next part of the day worrying and in fear and feeling troubled. And so it is a mastery skill to take that troubled moment and flip it and go back into that higher vibration. And that is what everyone is working on. So we know we are talking to many, many, many of you, looking for that ability to take something that pulled the rug out from under you, and then don't let it control your day. Find a way to bring that good energy back in. And that is what everyone is working on right now, because the idea is to maintain that high frequency and for longer and longer periods of time. And every time you can loop back into the high energy, you are finding yourself in a very successful place. And if you find yourself unable to do that, then your homework is why? Why am I triggered? Why am I still feeling this way? Where is this coming from? And get honest with yourself. That is where you want to really, really be honest with yourself. No more shadowy stuff of hiding behind things. You have to look at what it is that's really going on. Are you jealous? Are you angry? Are you hurt? Are you sad? Are you mad? Did something not go the way you wanted it to? Do you feel like you don't have control of a situation? What is it that is really bothering you that is creating this energy? And so that is, we'd like to give homework, and that is your homework.
Everybody loves homework.
Everybody loves homework, yes. Wonderful.
Sounds good. Does the Arcturians have any messages for us today? I think it's been a while since we asked that question.
Yes, we can definitely bring in the Arcturians. Well, we already have Daniel here, right? This is Daniel, and we want to bring in, what I am doing is I'm asking the Imperials if they want to come in, but there's another group of Arcturians that are standing off to the left here. And these Arcturians are ones that have, many are familiar with the blue colored skin, the blue hue to our skin, but these over here, they have more of a gold and a metallic-y look to them. and they are from another, yes, they are from another dimension or an alternate universe. And as we look at them, it is actually very, very bright in our eyes right now. It's like somebody is shining the lights right at us. And we want to ask them if they have something for the collective today. Hello, everyone. And what we were doing there is we were shifting the frequency just a little bit for Tracie so that she could bring our energy in and bring it in just a little bit more clear. And that is something that, again, that we can do that with a lot of you. If you are ready for this new energy, this other frequency. And we do like to say, we don't want to call it a higher or lower frequency. We want to just call it a different frequency, just like you're changing that. And we know we used this before, the dial on the radio. It goes back and forth and not up and down. It is just another frequency. It is not better or worse than the other one. But in order for her to bring our energy in better, we wanted to just adjust that frequency just a little bit, tune that dial in just a little bit. And so we want all of you to know that that is something that you can do as well. You can bring that energy in and ask for that adjustment if you are having a hard time hearing. Now, as a message for the collective, we do enjoy these opportunities to come in and speak and to talk to everyone. There are a lot of you that are dealing with the respiratory symptoms that are going around right now.
My coworker.
Yes, and it is affecting the lungs, yes, and it gets into the chest, and then it affects the throat and, of course, the sinuses. And so what we want to do is we just want to move some energy. If you are one of those that are suffering from these symptoms, we would like to call in your healers. Everyone has one. That's right, everyone. Bring in your healer. Use your authority. Call them in. You do not know to do that if you do not know you have one. So now the secret is out. You all have one. Bring in your healer. Bring it in. Bring it to the core of you. You already can feel that the one that you are calling on is in the core. And we want to bring in the energy focused into the chest, into the lungs, into the heart, into that rib cage and into that chest cavity of yours, bringing in this beautiful healing energy. For each of you, that healing energy could be different. We want you to use your own hands. Move your hands around the chest area. You do not have to touch the body, but at least move it around the chest area. Move it up through the throat and through the third eye, up around the crown, and just move the energy of this healing light. We have one of our beings that is showing itself to you, and hopefully you are all seeing it. It is coming through with the color of a very bright white color, almost transparent, as if it is glowing from the inside. This beautiful white color, and the skin of this being is very transparent. This is our healer. This is the one that comes through in our planet and keeps everybody strong and healthy. And we are sharing this healer with you at this time because it is important for all of you to move out this old energy, to allow for them to work on you. And you do need to give permission. So if you feel the energy of the ones that are healing you around you, just say yes, please, and thank you. And only if that feels like it resonates with you, if that feels like it is in the highest and best good for you. We never want to imply that something is in the highest and best good. We want everyone to do this on their own accord. If you feel that this is something that is benefiting you, allow for the energy and the frequencies to come in. Some of you are having problems with the digestive system. Bring it into the digestive system as well. There's a lot going on. Your body is really moving through a lot of energy, and a lot of stress is going on, a lot of physical symptoms showing up. Place the hand over the third eye, and we're going to speak over it. Join in if you feel the need, if you feel the words flow through you, join in as we speak. The third eye and the nose, the sinuses that are being restricted right through the face. We want to just clear that out just right now. We're moving the energy down and out, moving it down and out. And hopefully you are feeling the relief of the sinuses just draining at this time. And please place hands over the sinuses and just call it in, being released, moving down and out. Move that into the throat, moving that energy into the throat. As we're looking at this with many of you, we want to look at the feelings that are coming in with this. A lot of you are very tired, very exhausted, very, it's like your fuel cells are on empty and you don't know where to find a plug-in for this. Yes, it's like when you're away from home and you need to charge your phone and it's down to 1% and you can't find the outlet, right? And so we want to say, let us be your outlet. Let us charge you. Let us bring that energy in. We want to repair some of your auric fields. Some of you are leaking energy out of your auric field. So if you are moving, if you are feeling aches and pains and heaviness in certain areas, that is a good possibility that you are losing energy out of your auric field. And so we just want to let those beautiful healers move through the auric field as well and heal up those auric and reinforce the aura in those areas. Somebody is experiencing arthritis in the hand, both hands. Place your hands out, palms up if you are feeling any arthritis in your hands. This is the Lyrans, just so everyone knows, the Lyrans are coming in now. They are wanting to pull the energy out. So we almost want you to visualize it like you're wearing one of those very long gloves that go right up into the elbow. And like the women would wear with the dresses, the little black gloves. We want you to look at this like the energy of the arthritis is in those gloves, and these little beautiful Lyran beings are coming over and they are pulling those gloves off of you. And release that energy. Let it go. Take a deep breath and just release it. Let them pull that out of you. And they are transmuting that into beautiful, beautiful energy. We're seeing them move their hands much like circular motions, if you can see what we are doing. And they are taking that energy and they are crystalline. They're turning it into the crystalline energy, and it floats away much like fairy dust is how Tracie is seeing it, like fairy dust. And so just allow for them every time you are feeling the arthritis or any of the aches and pains within the joints, just imagine that they are coming and sweeping that off of you and turning it into something beautiful. And you no longer have to carry that. We want all of you now to offer up your pain. Offer up your pain, whether it is a physical pain, an emotional pain. We want you all to imagine a beautiful violet flame of light right in front of you, and you put that pain right into the light. It is okay to let it go. Holding that pain does not hold anybody responsible. If somebody hurt you and you're afraid to release the pain because you think that releases them from their responsibility of the pain they created, you were wrong. You were holding on to that for the wrong reason. Put them in the flame too. We know you will enjoy that part. Put the one who created the pain into the flame. And we do that with a great love. We do that with great love to transmute this energy of hurt, of anger, of sadness, disappointment, burden. We're looking for other words that might resonate with you. Zisusu machine ya toto zashi tokayana. The samashu totonia. Heartache is all over. Let's move the heartache out. Feeling unheard, feeling the angst, feeling the wanting for things to be different, wanting to move in a different direction, wanting. Put that in the flame. Whew, it's good to not want anymore, isn't it? And so we release that and we call it transmuted, lifted into the beautiful source energy. Now we look at your energy and everybody feels kind of like taking a nap, calm, peaceful, rested. And we hope that after listening to this, you will do just that. You'll go rest your body and allow for it to rejuvenate. Bring in those beautiful beings, those beautiful metallic-y golden Acrturians who are right there to send that beautiful energy right back in and use them like your little charger. They want to do it for you. They want to bring that energy in for you. They want to bring you in a new direction altogether. Many of you are just banging your head on the same wall and you're not getting anywhere. Turn around. The path is behind you, not in front of you. You've got to be moving a different direction. That wall is there for a reason. You got to trust that wall, yes? And we know that a lot of you are banging your head against that wall. So just turn and move in a different direction and see how that flows for you. That is not always easy. We know, we said it and it made it sound so easy. It is not always easy. So ask for help. You have helpers, ask for help. We have a handful of people out there that you have angels that have been begging to come in and help and you forget to ask them. So that is a good reminder for all of you. Ask your angels to come in and help guide you and move you in the right directions. They love to do their work. They absolutely love to support you. And we say to you, do not get mad when you ask for their help and something doesn't go right, because you need to remember that they can only do so much. But if something is lining up in your path because there is a lesson there for you, or there is something you need to experience, then they cannot keep that from happening, but they can definitely help you. We enjoy the ones that are using their angels for the good parking spots. Bravo to you. That is a good way to use your angels, but we say amp that up a little bit, ask them to do other things. Tracie is laughing because she literally today was driving home and said, I'm coming up on a very busy intersection. Angels, will you please make sure that I can get out onto the highway easily and safely? And that is how she used her angels today. And they made a big opening for her and she was able to get out into the highway. But we say to you, please expand that a little bit. Don't just use them for traffic, because she's giggling in her head. She is. She says, yes, I could probably use them in other areas as well. They love to sit with you and plan your day. They love to have you sit with them and say, okay, angels, I would like you to go before me and remove all the obstacles, all the unnecessary obstacles in my day. Remove the static from my energy and help me be clear of mind. Remove whatever, however you want to do it. Help support me. Help me to be in the right place at the right time. Help me to be the kind of person I want to be. Help me to be the best version of myself. You know your prayers. Go out and go forward and say your prayers and call in your angels. That is always good. There's a lot of shifting that happened in the audience. We are very, very excited to see all of this happening with you. And we want you each to look at yourselves and ask yourselves, how much have you changed in the last 3 months, 6 months, the last year? What is different? What is different about you today than where you were a year ago? Tracie is saying, tell them to look at if they have social media. Facebook does this. Yes, they bring up something you posted 5 years ago. If that happens, take that moment to just sit and go, how much am I different from when I posted that? How much have I grown? What have I seen? What have I done? And see if you like the version of you that you have become. We think you will. we're looking at the animals. Were you going to ask about that?
I could, but before that, I did have a question about how can someone connect to the Arcturians, the golden ones, the bright and shiny ones?
They already are.
Oh, nice.
Everybody has one with them right now that is listening, because you were listening and setting that intention. You can just set the intention for them. They are much like the angels in that way. They are responding through the frequency. So you set the intention to connect with them, and they feel that call. And you all listen to the frequency adjustment we made on Tracie. You think you did not get it? You got it as well. And so as that frequency adjustment has happened, your channel to the golden metallics, we should give them that name, the golden metallic Arcturians, they are very easy to connect with. They're here. They have come in very strong to assist at this time. And so they are very excited to be called on and to help and assist.
Perfect. We could move back to the other question with the animals. Did you have any information about the animals?
We want to tune into the ones that Tracie was talking about, where she had the people, the friends that were contacting her and asking what is happening with the animals. We want to see what they are seeing. Animals can see frequencies that humans cannot. And what we are seeing as we look through the eyes of the horses and we look through the eyes of these other beings, there is something that's going on in the sky that they are seeing. It is a color that is coming in at this time. It is one of the waves. It is one of the frequencies that is coming in. As we can see it, a good way to explain it would be much like you would see the aurora borealis moving through the sky. It has that same kind of wave and movement to it, but this is coming in a frequency that is not catchable by the human eye. The animals are not only seeing this energy, but they're feeling it. And this energy is very supportive. And this could be, we're asking if this is part of what we were picking up earlier, when the first thing that we saw was that that energy, that color rainbow energy that was coming through. No, this is different. This is different. It is moving through. We want to see if we can pick up a color with it, but it is a very interesting. We would not be able to explain this color to you. There is no words for how this color would come through. But if you set an intention to see the frequency or the wave that is coming through, see if you can capture the essence of this energy. But this energy is a very high vibration. Not everybody is going to feel it, but the animals are reacting to it. Animals are very sensitive energetically. They are picking up on the frequency that's coming in. This frequency is to activate some master energy in many of you. So there are some that are watching this right now. Moses, we are calling on you. If you got chills when we said that, that means that we are speaking to you. Moses is incarnation in many of you right now. This energy is to activate that frequency in you. It is to bring out a new part of you that is going to be in leadership of, might one say, set your people free. So it is about getting people to the new earth. And this is energy to activate what one would say the Moses code, is how we're hearing to say it. And so those that are ready, those that are here for that, you are listening right now. If you felt activated in that statement, that was for you. We want you to focus on this energy, this wave that is coming in. You have probably been feeling it, but not knowing and feeling a resistance because you do not understand it. But now that you understand it, you can let it in. Does that make sense to you, that there are aspects of Moses in many?
If you want to give us more information on that, you could. But I think I understand, but maybe there is someone that's out there that would not understand that
Okay.
life is
So,
like a diamond and there's shards and
yes. Yes, and so there are many aspects of each of us, right? And so the Moses energy is aspected in many of you who are listening. And so that is, it is not to say there is just one. There are many of you who are carrying the aspect of Moses and will be activated with that. Mm-hmm.
We're going to need a lot more staffs.
We are going to need some very special ones as well. We can't wait until we see who's resonating with the Moses energy. This will be fun because we want to hear how that is affecting you as well. So that is what the animals are drawn to. You would think that that might have been the Noah's Ark energy, but no, as all the animals are going this direction, but it is Moses that is coming through.
For the animals, what's getting their attention is they're able to see this energy. Is this positive energy? Because sometimes animals can sense, earthquakes, storms, hurricanes, or is this just an energy wave and that's it?
This is, we want to, maybe what we would do is refer to when you go to the Bible and you hear the stories of Jesus and they followed the star and they all were heading north, yes, following the northern star. And this is much like that. The animals are feeling that pull. They're feeling that energy of the master energy of Moses. And so we got to biblical with you. How about that? As this energy is coming in, what we sense with the animals is that they are feeling the energy. They are feeling the energy. So if you are finding that the animals are being weird with you or that they're acting different with you, you may be one of the ones that needs to look at the Moses energy, that needs to look at this frequency that is coming in. If you find animals are being drawn to you and you're like, what is with all the dogs today? They're piling on me. What is with all of the, yes, why are the cats all running to, whatever it is, or you find yourself being very drawn to the animals as well. And it is because they are such a pure energy and they sense that pureness of the energy that's coming through as the master energy into the planet. But we do say that with that activation comes some leadership. So be ready for that as well. That is why you have that aspect in you. It is time for you to step forward and start moving into your assignment as a leader, as somebody who can guide others into their promised land. Yes. We love the irony of it all. Yeah. So what other questions might you have?
I think that's pretty much it, unless there's anything else you would like to add. But we did pretty good today.
Yes, we think that this is a good place to end. Everybody's been activated in energy and got to talk to soldiers and metallic Arcturians, and the Lyrans come in and did adjustments and energy work. You guys are all very much ready to go. You're ready, you're set. And let this year of 2020 be one of magnificence. No more holding yourself back, no more dimming your light. It is time to shine. It is time to see what it is you came here to do. It is time to quit hiding. And for some of you, you are just stumbling upon this path. You are just starting to wake up to it. And if you have found this video, we want you to know that you are being very much fast-tracked. You are on the fast track to opening this up. And that is a very lucky place to be, as some have taken years to get to the place that you will get very quickly. And so hold the gratitude and move into the next phase and the next phase, because it is just going to keep getting better if you keep opening up to it. Let that beautiful miracle of this fantastic world you are discovering evolve.
Perfect.
And Tracie says this is the best spot for a hashtag. The magic is real. She wants to show you the magic is real. That is just one of her biggest things that she could share with anyone. Step into that magic, and we agree, step into it, as you will not be disappointed. So we thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we thank you all to the collective as well. We're going to go ahead and bring Tracie back in. And we appreciate all of you and all of the love and support that you bring to this channel and to Jason and Tracie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
How you feel?
That was interesting to see that energy, the Moses energy. That shot through me when they're like, oh, this is what it is. And it went, woo. I'm like, okay. So if anybody else was feeling that out there, it was a big wave of energy that came through.
Yeah, you was trying to describe the color. So you had any luck with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like it was transparent, but it wasn't. And it had like a blue color to it, but then it wasn't blue. And I don't know what color you would even call it. So that would be our closest color, is maybe like a powdery blue color that morphs and does other things. So it was really interesting. Yeah, it was good. It was good energy. It was like, ooh, that feels good. And then it was like, oh, but with this great energy comes great responsibility. So yes, that was, but it was interesting because I hadn't even considered comparing it to like that biblical story of the animals following, everyone following that North Star. The one that asked me about our horses said they keep facing north.
Ah.
And I didn't even make that connection until they put that in there. And I noticed we keep going this direction, which is north. So for me, for where I'm sitting.
Right,
so
right.
It's like, okay, that makes sense. Good.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to see what people have to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Comment below if you have anything weird going on with your animals. And if Tracie can probably give us an example of what people have been saying about their animals.
Yeah. So I had a friend write me and tell me that her horses were standing, it was pouring down rain, and they're standing in the pasture and they're facing north or northwest or something of that, whatever. And she was wondering, what is it that they're looking at? And so I was trying to see what it was. And so I was sitting there going, maybe they're sensing an earthquake. Maybe they're, and I wasn't quite grasping, I wasn't getting an answer for that. So probably because they were waiting for us to do it here. So,
like, just be patient. You'll find
yeah. We're just setting you up for the show. So anyway, she said she brought the horses in, dried them all off, got them all cleaned up. They were shivering. And as soon as she took them off the, I don't know what those are all called, the rein or whatever, the tether that she had tied to tie them up. As soon as she took that off, they went right back out to the rein and stood in the same spot facing the same direction. So I wrote her this morning and said, how are the horses doing? She said, they're still doing it. They're still facing northwest and, facing that direction. So that was curious. And yeah, so that was kind of, I was curious about that. Well, then I get another message from another friend that says, what's going on with the animals? I had a squirrel run out in front of me while I was driving, and an owl swooped down, and there was like 3 different things that had happened to her in her drive. And she said, why are they all acting so funny? And so my guess is I was looking at that when they said, if you're having the animals act funny, you're probably one of the ones with the Moses with that aspect. So now I get to write her back and tell her you're being activated.
Watch this video.
Watch this video. You'll understand. You just start focusing on that undescribable light in the sky, and you'll probably get activated as in some sort of leadership role. But with her, that really does make sense, and I understand it, and with the other one as well. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have to go stand on a stage and speak to people. It might just be that, you're doing your day-to-day job, and and starting to speak more openly about the spiritual aspects of things, and becoming that leader for some, or that conduit for somebody that maybe wouldn't have had that information before. So might just be more about speaking more freely about belief systems and stuff. But I think if you're being activated, that's probably going to start happening, whether you're wanting it to or not. You're going to have to step into your truth around that. So.
And is this still the Moses energy, or is this something else?
Yeah, that would be the Moses energy.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you have anything else for the Moses energy that you...
I loved your comment about the staffs. All of a sudden, I was seeing all these people holding their staff. I was like, yeah, well, I would want one.
Set my people free. First thing that came to my mind was, you know, the red
parting of the water. Yeah.
So if you watch the video, you're gonna see me doing it.
Yeah. To me, that was kind of funny because I was sitting there thinking, well, animals, that's where they were getting it. Because I was in my head going, wouldn't the animals be Noah's Ark? And they're like, Moses leading the people out of slavery. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah. But what an interesting energy to have that come through. So,
you have an announcement to make.
Yes. Doing a class with Valerie Camozzi in California. So if you guys are in California, or that would be a trip you're thinking you wouldn't mind taking, March 21st and 22nd, we're going to do a workshop on channeling your angels, your guides, your light beings, and also activating your inner light language, your healing abilities with the light language as well. So that's still evolving a little bit, but that's pretty much what the class is going to be about. If you're interested in that, go to my website. I don't have it on there yet, but I'm going to get it on the website. If it's not there, just send me an email and I'll make sure to get you the information as soon as we get it written up.
Is this in person, or is this?
This is an in-person class in San Rafael, California, on March 21st and 22nd. Thank you.
Perfect.
All that information that I should have had written down in front of me. But yeah, so we're in the process of getting it written up and getting that where people can find it. But okay. I wanted to take advantage of the video tonight and say that is happening. So if you are interested, get a hold of me and I can get you on the mailing list for that or get you the information for it.
And what would be the closest airport for that city?
You could fly into, I believe, 3 different airports. You could do Oakland, okay, San Francisco, or Santa Rosa. Got so, and then, yeah, you would have to do your own due diligence around hotels and transportation. But San Rafael is where the workshop will be held, and the address for that I don't currently have in front of me. So that is something that I would get to people if they inquire about it.
Is it free or is there a charge?
No, it's going to be $300 for the 2-day workshop.
Okay, so it's 2 days. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
So
8 hours per day.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't want to commit to that because we haven't scheduled that yet. But
that's good. That's good.
But yeah, they're going to be full day workshops. So, yeah. And
then probably later on in the afternoon or at night, maybe like some kind of meet and greet kind of thing.
That'll probably be in the morning. The first morning we'll probably do a meet and greet.
Okay.
And do that. So, yeah, I'm sure
nice.
we'll have it. We'll have it written up. We'll have those answers, but they're good questions because it makes me think, oh, we need to get those answers out to people. So we need to talk about that. But since I'm not the only one doing the workshop, I'm doing it with Valerie. Yeah, I need to collaborate with her on those questions. So,
yes.
So, yeah.
And then as the questions and the answers come in, you can just update whatever webpage that you're going to have the information.
Yeah, and I will. I'll have it on my website, and I'll also, if you're following me on social media, Facebook, I'll have it there. And also, I'm always throwing in updates when I post on YouTube. So
perfect.
There'll be, you can find updates there as well. But I want you to be able to find us, so I'm going to make it as easy as possible.
Nice. Now, I already have Tracie's link to her website in the description below, but whenever I get that page, I'll update it.
Wonderful.
For that event.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome.
That's going to be good. Now that's motivation for me to create it.
And then maybe this would be a question as well. What would this class involve? You mentioned some activation, but how would it work out?
Teaching people different ways of channeling, maybe automatic writing, stuff like that, doing their own channel like what you see me do with Daniel and the Arcturians and the other collectives, setting the intention. A lot of people want to know how to channel in their angels and their guides and master energies, different things. It's just helping people to make that connection and learning how to bring that in for themselves, and then also working with the light language in the form of healing and doing that part of the journey as well. So the whole thing is really about channeling. What's that?
There'll be a light language class too?
In the 2-day course, yeah. There's going to be light language and channeling.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds interesting. Sounds fun.
Yes, it's going to be really, really fun. And when people get in that collective group energy, it gets really, you want to be in a 5th dimensional frequency. That'll help you up into that.
How many people can sign up? Or how many people?
It is a limited space. So I believe it's 28 people that we can have in the group. So, yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Is there anything else about the event? Or the workshop?
Other than get signed up? No. Let's see. I don't think so. But if people come up with questions, just send me an email and we'll get you the answers as soon as possible. Yeah. So.
Nice. Now moving back on to the subjects. Sergent X, what was that about?
Oh my God. I've never seen anything like that. Have you? Have you ever seen anything come in like that?
I don't think I ever heard of a person in the present tapping.
He really looked G.I. Joe to me, like he was in military, not like fancy dress, but like out in the field, military gear.
Did it look old, the uniform? Did it look old?
No.
Kind of present new?
It looked pretty current.
Yeah.
But I kept getting 1942 when you were asking where was he from.
Oh.
And I don't know why they didn't say that. That's what I heard twice is 1942. So I don't know. So, but he's in current time. They were showing him. Actually, it's funny because he appeared in the army clothes, but then when you asked what time, where is he at right now currently, and they were saying he's currently in the same timeline at the same time, and then I'm seeing him almost in like a yoga meditative pose and very loose clothing, meditating to connect, to make this connection for what we were doing today. And I was like, that's interesting that he shows up in this military outfit, even though he's, if he's at home in this, this guru flowy clothes meditation pose, So I don't know how accurate any of that part was. If it was just my mind going, well, he's probably meditating, I don't know. But
I didn't see the movie, but what movie that reminds me of?
I have no idea.
How it goes? The Men That Stare at Goats.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Where they would stare at them and get them. They would pass out or something and fall over.
I need to watch it because someone else brought it up. But that kind of like what it reminds me of, like
George Clooney's in that one, right?
Then it's a guru yoga type of guy later on.
Yeah, it's been years since I watched that.
Yeah.
But
back in the day, that was my cup of tea. So
well, it just kind of confirms that it does kind of confirm that the military does that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah.
And
that they, yes.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that movie, but yeah, because it was the way he was showing it is he kind of bounces back and forth and
I don't know
goes all over. But
was that during Vietnam when all that was taking place? I don't know what year that was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was an interesting movie, though.
I'll watch it one
But yeah, one day.
day.
But
Wasn't on my priority.
it may
now,
get it.
now it's a notch up.
Yeah, one of these days I'll go watch that. But no, that's cool though. Yeah, that was an interesting thing to have him come in, because the way it was showing up in my mind, I was seeing the Lyran group, and then it's like they section each other off. So they're standing here, next group, and that's the way they show themselves. And so it goes Lyran group, and then I think it went right to this, and I'm seeing the soldier, and I'm like,
what are you doing here?
yeah, I'm like, what am I looking at? And they were doing the same thing. They're like, well, what's this? So nobody was expecting that, including the Arcturians.
That would
So
have been funny, like, hey guy, you're in the wrong section.
Yeah, dude, you got on the wrong bus. So yeah, that was kind of a surprise, but those are always the ones that are best for me, because I wouldn't even think to make something like that up. So it's like, where's that? Where did that come from? So yeah, for me, it's validating when really random stuff shows up. So.
And for me, I was just thinking outside the box. I'm like, if he's coming into the channeling and he's there, is he stuck in time? Like, was an experiment gone wrong or something? You know, like.
And that was a good question, because he might have been, but he seemed pretty clear that no, he's in a physical body somewhere in our timeline. But yeah, so it was interesting that he was saying he's learned how to take that, like what he did tonight, and he could bounce wherever he wanted to be and whatever, you know, kind of like the channeling. He learned how to do that stuff, but he's a little bit more advanced than anything I do. But that also, he has been through whatever gateways, portals, or whatever to do the time traveling in the physical body as well. And so, but the information about there's still more than one timeline out there. So you still have to be careful to stay on the one you want to be on.
Right.
So
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything from the new group of Arcturians that came through?
I've seen them before in a QHHT session that was done on me. I'd seen that group before. So that was fun to have them come through. I went through a gateway. I went through one of those stargates in my QHHT session that I was being taken on. Mm-hmm. I went through a stargate, and on the other side of that were those guys. And I was like, well, you look like the Arcturians, you're just not blue, and they're taller. They're pretty tall. And so yeah, that was kind of cool that they came in, because that's been a long time ago. But I recognized them. I was like, oh, I've seen them before.
Hey, back.
Yeah. Hey, guys. So that was fun to see them. They are they're very much like the ones that come through. They're more lighthearted and energetic that way. But it looked to me like they were doing something possibly a little bit different with the energy around the healing. Because when they were calling healing in on each person, if I remember that right, they were going up behind them and placing their hands on them, and your whole aura would turn white. So that's what I was seeing happening as I was seeing them line up with the collective of listeners. They were placing their hands either on the auras or on them or whatever, but the whole aura would turn white. And so it was that I think they were even saying it's getting really bright in here. I'm not sure if that was with them or not.
Yeah, that was with them.
Yeah. Because, okay. So I do remember it getting really bright. It would literally be like somebody taking one of those big flashlights and shining it right in your eyes. It was like, it just got really bright. And it was because they were moving that white light onto everybody. So I would say, hey, call them in. If you're having some issues, call them in, see if they can heal that up. So.
Yep, absolutely. Anything, I think we touched on all the subjects: Arcturians, the animals, Sergent X.
I know, and they're like, okay, what do you want him to call you? And it's like he's thinking about it. Just have him call me Sergent X. Like, okay.
Probably needs to keep his name confidential, since he's still traveling around and stuff.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's too much
Probably out there in the
information to get a
mountains or
name.
something, chilling.
Yeah. I kind of got more that he was just kind of being a smarty pants about it, but just trying to be funny. Call me Sergent X. But yeah, so that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting session, I will have to say.
I know, we just never have a dull moment, do we?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Would have thought that a time traveler would have came on in.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to see, because he said he comes back. So that'll be fun to see when that happens.
It is.
Maybe he'll knock on our doors now and be like, hey,
you remember me? No.
like, you look really familiar. So yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see him on TV somewhere and I'll be like, what is that guy in that military outfit? Looks so familiar. But he is older. He's not a young guy. He had the salt and pepper hair.
Yeah, you mentioned the salt and pepper hair.
Yeah. Must have seen a lot. But enough to come back and tell us, get on the right timeline, everybody. You don't want the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting. I don't know if you heard of the military playing around with Project Looking Glass by any chance.
I have heard of things called Looking Glass. So what is that? Is that remote viewing type stuff?
They can able to see into different timelines with alien technology with the device.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So this guy probably has access to that.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, Sergeant X, bring us some more information. Yeah.
Cool.
We'll have to hashtag Sergeant X.
Another thing that was cool about that Project Looking Glass was that it confirms that there's two main paths in reality, even though you have multiple paths, but there's two main outcomes. And right now we're on the positive outcome. Now, where you go from the positive outcome is up to you.
Yeah, there's still multiple option or timelines but I agree. I was seeing it definitely. There's still the other one is still there, so be careful.
Yeah.
You don't want to get
that
too
was
down.
Interesting from a military's point of view that these government people were talking about that. I was like, that sounds familiar. Sounds like the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So lots of information out there. Just got to know where to find it. And again, use discernment. Don't believe everything you hear. Just take what resonates.
True. What resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, we're going to wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason.
Another great video.
Yes. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful life, week, whatever. See you next time.
Absolutely. All the above.
All the above. All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.